Hey, Dharma School, you maybe want to sit over there today, and then you can see the screen, because my thing's going to be mostly screen. So can we put Dharma School over there this morning? Can you see from there? Okay. Namandab, 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 namandab. Nam. Good morning, everyone. Today is Nirvana Day and Gong Hei Fat Choi! Happy New Year! Lunar New Year. So really special day today. Looking forward to having service. And so let's begin our service with Gassho to Amida. And it's in the blue binder under G. And it'll be on the screen too. Namanda, namanda. Namu Amida Butsu. I recite Amida's name with deep joy and gratitude. I Gassho to Amida. Trees and grasses and flowers all grow in his compassion. His light shines throughout the world. I Gassho to Amida. Flowers bloom and flowers fall. From the seed sprout new flowers. This is the truth unchanging. I Gassho to Amida. Springtime brings the happy birds. Their songs all praise Amida. I join them in Nembutsu. I Gassho to Amida. When I call Amida's name, it's Amida calling me. His voice and my voice are one. I Gassho to Amida. When I'm lonely, I recite Namu Amida Butsu. Then I feel him take my hand. I Gassho to Amida. Nembutsu in work and play. Every day with Amida. Every moment filled with light. I Gassho to Amida. Remember the golden chain. Kindness to all living things. I will follow this teaching. I Gassho to Amida. In the clear bright morning sun, in the fading light of day, in the darkness of the night, I Gassho to Amida. Namu Amida Butsu. I live in him. compassion, His great power guides my life. I Gassho to Amida. Okay, I know it has the shortened one in the book, but let's recite Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Ganni shikudoku byodo seisai dohoten bodai shin ojo an dakok. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda, namanda. Nam. Okay. So, like I said, we're doing 2 special services. Now, on the BCA, BCO calendar, that's Buddhist Churches of America and Buddhist Church of Oakland, today is our commemoration of Nirvana Day. But on the BCO Chinatown calendar, because that's where we are, here in Oakland, Chinatown, we're celebrating Lunar New Year. Right? So the cool thing is we can do both. Okay, but I do want to start with Nirvana Day. So here's a picture, if you can see it on the screen. Nirvana Day is about Shakyamuni Buddha, the historical Buddha, and it's commemorating when he passed away. Okay? And so it's kind of hard to see, but maybe you can see in the middle, there's Buddha lying on his side. And here's another one, maybe this one's a little clearer. On this one, there's Buddha's all gold lying on his side, and in front are all these people and animals, and they're sad because their teacher is dying, right? And so if we look really closely, which I don't have a close-up right now, but you can see the monks, the lay people, the animals. You can kind of see an elephant there in the bottom, and they're all crying. But in back, there are bodhisattvas, and the bodhisattvas aren't crying because the bodhisattvas understand impermanence. They understand that created things pass away. So it's kind of neat. There's these different views of Shakyamuni passing away. So I'm going to come back to this later, but you know what year it is? Happy Lunar New Year, right? What year is it? Dragon, right. Boom. How's that? Isn't that cute? Look. There it is. Little delay between here and there. But there's a Chinese dragon. Isn't he cute? I like him. And so it's actually on a giant scroll, and there's actually a whole bunch of dragons on there. Now, there's different kinds of dragons, okay? So this is Chinese dragon, and they have these in Japan, too. But in Europe, this is more what dragon looks like, huh? This is European dragon's kind of scary. I think of Smaug from The Hobbit, right, by J.R.R. Tolkien, right? He just wants to collect as much gold as possible and fight off anybody who wants it, right? So European dragons are kind of scary, but the Chinese dragon, right, they symbolize courage, bravery, wisdom, right? I think the Chinese dragon is really cool. Now, is this a dragon? Can you see that? It's Godzilla, right? I'm not sure if Godzilla's a dragon. He kind of looks like this guy, right? They're both shooting something out of their mouth, right? But I'm not sure. Godzilla's more of like a dinosaur, kind of. Yeah, he's like a giant irradiated dinosaur, right? And so here's another one. I think he's kind of cute. He looks kind of grumpy in this picture. There's my cat, Kismet, doing the same face. Can you see her? They're doing the exact same eyes. So I like Godzilla, but maybe he's not a dragon. But, oh, have you ever seen this one? King Ghidorah. Ghidorah. He's got, did you see him? Yeah, it looks kind of like a Hydra. Hydra is from Greek mythology, right? But apparently King Ghidorah, he's one of Godzilla's frenemies, right? Sometimes they're probably friends, usually maybe they're enemies. But apparently King Ghidorah is actually based on a Japanese dragon called Yamata no Orochi. You see that? So this is a Japanese dragon who has all these multiple heads. So there's King Ghidorah, okay? But let's get back to the Asian dragons, okay? We have dragons in the Hondo. If you know where to look. Here's one of them. Can you see it? Did it come up? You see it? There it is. See? Do you know where that is? It's here. Yeah, it's on the table. Okay, so here. We have dragons. See, there's a table. There's more. So that's 2. Do you know where there's more? Yeah, where? Yep. So on the incense burner. Is it on the screen yet? Okay, see? There's a dragon. It's kind of hard to see on the picture, but when you come up and offer incense, you can see it, right? And there's another one on the other side. Can you see him? Did it appear yet? Okay. So one of them has its mouth open, and one has its mouth closed. Anyone studying Japanese? You know how it goes, a, I, U, E, O? A, I, U, E, O. What's the last letter in hiragana? So one is going a, and the other is going See, when Japanese people say they don't go like an N sound, they go with their lips closed. Right? We do that when I'm chanting, gan, ni, shiku, doku, right? I don't go gan, ni with my right? It's gan, ni. So it's kind of like that, and right? So these dragons are showing at the beginning and the end, everything, right? They're symbolizing all that stuff. So this is really cool, huh? We got dragons all over the place in here. It's the perfect year for Year of the Dragon. I can think of another dragon from Oakland, or not from Oakland, but with a deep Oakland connection. Bruce Lee, right? Bruce Lee, the Lee is Ryu, is the same, it's the Chinese character. Is Ryu up there yet? Right? That Chinese character, that's Lee, and Bruce Lee's name. That's not his given name, but he took on that name. It's Little Dragon, because he was born in the year of the dragon and the hour of the dragon. So in addition to the 12 years, there's also the 12 or 24, 12 hours. And so each section of time is related to the Chinese astrology too. Did you know that? And then there's all these elements. So there's the fire and earth and air and water and metal. So I'm not year of the dragon, I'm year of the dog. But depending on which, all right, you're the dog, right? And so, but it's also, we're different though. We have the same year, but we probably have different elements. So I'm a metal dog, right? So there's different ones, the different elements. Yeah. So Bruce Lee, what else we got? Oh yeah, so Bruce Lee, he's from Seattle. And he had this Hong Kong connection, but he also opened up a martial arts training center in Oakland. Back late 60s, early 70s. So Bruce Lee, we got this really big dragon connection today. Okay, what else we got? Should we go back to Asian dragon? There's another Asian dragon. Okay, I like that one. These are so cool. I love their expressions. Doesn't it kind of look like Godzilla eyes and Kismet's eyes? Right? The way he's like this. Kind of. So let's go back to Nirvana Day, because this is also a very important day for us. I think it's the 15th, though, so it's not today. We also got Valentine's Day. I'm not going to go into that. Nirvana Day, right? So commemorating Shakyamuni Buddha dying. Most of the time, there's no dragon here, but I found one online. You see it? In this picture, there is a dragon down at the bottom, and I think he's probably upset that Shakyamuni Buddha is dying, but he's also got wisdom, so I don't know if we can tell if he's happy or sad. What do you think by looking at that? Yeah, kind of turned down, the mouth corners. So I bet he's sad. Okay, there's one more set of dragons in here. Do you know where that is? Can you see that? Can you see that? Look at those dragons. Isn't that cool? There's a whole bunch of them. You know where it is? Boom. My wagesa has dragons on it because, the wagesa, and you might have a kesa on, right? So the wagesa shows, because I'm a minister, I was ordained, and our school is connected. Where I went to university was Ryukoku University, Dragon Valley University. Isn't that cool? That's my alma mater where I went to grad school. Dragon Valley University, Ryukoku. And it's connected to our Otani family too. And our temple actually is Ryukokuzan. Right? The mountain name of Nishihon Ganji is Ryukokuzan, which means Dragon Valley. Isn't that cool? So what better way to end it than there's me on the stage, and then I'll try to do the same thing. Ready? I'm going to stop sharing. Am I on there? Is that me? Yep. So thank you, everyone. You don't have to be Year of the Dragon to enjoy the Year of the Dragon. I think it's really great that we can have this year be Year of the Dragon, so we can look forwards into 2024 with courage, with bravery, and with wisdom. We're going to need it, right? We need it all the time, but maybe especially this year, right? But let's do it. Happy New Year. This is awesome. We already had New Year's on January 1st, but we're lucky because we can do it twice, right? So we did our solar New Year January 1st. We get another one, so it's another chance to let's do it, okay? So I'm going like this, thumbs up, but what we want to do as Buddhists on this Nirvana Day and Lunar New Year, let's put our hands together in Gassho and recite the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda, namanda. Okay, Dharma School students, you can go to your classes now. And parents, you can stay here if you want. Oh, we have some new Dharma School students too, but it's all right. We'll welcome them in class. Yeah. Oh, farewell. Okay, thank you. We're going to use the small purple book and recite the 3 treasures. And you got to put it on the screen, Robert? Yep, it'll be on the screen too if you don't want to use the book. The 3 treasures. Hard is it to be born into human life, now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the Buddha Dharma, now we hear it. If we do not deliver ourselves in the present life, no hope is there that we shall be freed from suffering and sorrow in the ocean of birth and death. let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth. I take refuge in Buddha. May we all together absorb into ourselves the principle of your way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves your supreme will. I take refuge in Dharma. May we all together be submerged in the depth of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in Sangha. May we all together become units in true accord, in your life of harmony, in a spirit of universal oneness, freed from the bondage of selfishness. Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of the Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Namanda. Okay, thank you very much. Part of why I wanted to recite the three treasures is because you're the dragon, Chinese astrology, right? There's that astrological aspect of it, and how I think we think about how, oh, I'm born in the year of the whatever, therefore I'm going to have these qualities, right? And astrology, and that's one way we can think of an astrology. Another is if you read your horoscope, right, the astrological horoscope, and you think, oh, okay, I'm a Libra, so today, what's my horoscope? What do the stars tell me things are going to be, right? And do people still do that? I guess so, yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, I know they do. I'm just not around people that do it. So that's one way to approach life, right? And it's a way to maybe try and access some kind of mystical kind of powers, to try and get some guidance in how to live my life. Shinran Shonin, the founder of our school, says, don't do it. No. Right? That Jodo Shinshu is pretty clear about not doing astrology, not doing divination, not trying to foretell the future. I know in Japan too. In Japan, definitely, right? There's astrology, there's blood type, right? They try to do all this stuff with blood type, and oh, if you're blood type A, you're going to be like this. Blood type B, you'll be like that, right? So I'm personally, I think I'm Shinshu in that sense, right? That I don't try and figure out what are the stars going to tell me today, right? Oh, I'm a dog, so I must be like this. There's also, I was just looking online about Chinese astrology, and there's stuff where, you know, you're in conversation with someone and they find out you're a dog and they're like, oh, you must be like this, right? Or, oh, are you blood type B negative? Aha, you must be like this. Now I know what you're about. And I'm not into that. Personally, I think as a Buddhist, especially because then you've kind of formed a mental picture and then you're making assumptions, right? Then it's a way to judge people in a way. One way that I've kind of thought about it in terms of other things maybe more in terms of ethnicity, is as kind of like a box or a square, right? And so one way to do it is be like, oh, you're this? Then you must be like that. And you've put the person in a box. You already think you know, you've already judged them, and so you make all these assumptions, and it affects how you treat people. I prefer to think of it more like a frame. Right? And so, oh, you're this? Oh, cool. That's maybe a window into part of who you are, but I want to know more. I want to get to know you, right? Rather than think I know based on this or that. Right? Astrology, your astrological sign, or your Chinese zodiac sign, or your race or ethnicity, right? To make assumptions in that way, I think, is by stereotyping someone, you're not interacting with the person anymore. Right? You're interacting with your image or your assumptions about how they must be, right? Because of this or that. But I still kind of like astrology. I know that I'm a Libra. I'm actually Libra sun and moon. I'm Aquarius rising, right? So actually, just knowing your sun sign isn't enough, right? To just say, oh, you're a Libra, you must be calm and balanced and whatever, right? That's not enough. You have to know someone's moon sign. Is Mercury here or there, or Venus, and right, all the different planets, right? And each one has supposed to have different aspects of your personality, right? And then your rising sign is really important. What was the sign on the horizon when you were born? So I don't live my life by that kind of stuff. And yet, maybe it can give me insight into myself. Right? Maybe knowing that I'm a Libra, I do think I have kind of balanced kind of personality often, not all the time. Right? I am half Japanese, half white. I've lived in both Japan and America, right? These kind of, like, I can see it kind of playing out in my life. I love the middle way, this Buddhist teaching of the middle way between extremes, right? So in a way, I can look at me being a Libra and be like, maybe. Aquarius too. Aquarius is as above, so below, right? It has this kind of balanced aspect of maybe the spiritual and the material, right? So you see, I've looked into this stuff a little bit, right? Tarot cards too. I was into tarot cards a lot. It came up yesterday in our study class a little bit, right? And the tarot cards, normally tarot cards are a way to divine the future. What should I do? Oh, I'll get a tarot reading, right? And depending on what cards come out, then I'll know what's going to happen. That's one way to do it. I preferred to, I don't do it anymore, but I preferred to, maybe look at a card and see how I react to it. Right? So it's almost more like a mirror, allowing me insight into myself, maybe allowing me insight into a situation, but without thinking it's foretelling the future, right? Without necessarily that divination aspect. Why is that self-reflection important? Shin Buddhism, I think, is pretty important, right? That in Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, I think we're encouraged to live a life of reflection and gratitude. That reflection is and it's not, I think self-reflection, if you go too far, it turns into second-guessing everything you do, right? And you can get too much into it, maybe too much into your own head, right? And always be thinking, should I not have done that? Should I do this? No. And can you even function? If you get to the point when you can't function, stop. Relax, right? But if you live a life without reflecting, then you're kind of living a life just mindlessly going about life, right? Without reflection, right? Without thinking about myself. But it's not only about myself, it's myself and my interactions with others, maybe even myself and my impact on others, right? So that if I don't reflect on myself, then I could be, I don't know, it could be causing a lot of harm maybe, right? Or maybe I'm causing myself a lot of harm, right? By not reflecting on myself and reflecting on my role in an interaction, for example. So a lot of times it's so easy to blame others, right? That happened again, it's all their fault, right? And it's so easy to do that, right? Sometimes it feels good, right? But I think in Shinshu, Namo Amida Butsu, wait a second, right? Hold on a sec, I'm here judging this person, blaming everything on them, but didn't I have some role in that? Was I not partially responsible? It doesn't mean that I can't be critical of the outside world at all, but I think that if I only judge others, if I'm only outwardly critical without reflecting on myself, then maybe things are out of balance. You see the Libra coming out in me, right? To me, that balance aspect is really important, right? So too much in my own head, too much second-guessing myself, that's not good. But not looking at myself, not taking responsibility for my own actions, not realizing the impact I may have on others too much, that's not good either, right? I feel like it's a balance between those two. Between looking outwards and being in the world, but also this kind of reflection on myself. Now in Shinshu, I think we have to be really careful, because can I really see myself? I mean, this is how far Shinshu takes it, I think. Shinran, I think, engages in a lot of self-reflection. And sometimes you read his writings and it's like, man, this guy can't give himself a break. He's really, really critical of himself. There's sections in the Kyogyo Shinsho, sections in other writings when he's just really, really critical of himself. He even takes on the name Gutoku, Gutoku Shinran. The Gu is foolish, and the Toku is stubblehead. He was a monk. Shinran was a monk for 20 years, starting at age 9. Right? And then age 29, he leaves the mountain and encounters the Nembutsu teaching. Right? There's an incident that takes place where he's actually defrocked and exiled along with his teacher Honen. They don't get sent to the same place, but Honen and several disciples, including Shinran, get defrocked because of politics. So if anyone tells you religion and politics, we shouldn't be political, it's political all the time. Right? And political stuff has happened throughout history connected to Jodo Shinshu. Right? But in this case, he's exiled, becomes a layperson, may have been married already or marries after that time, goes up to Echigo, but eventually he's pardoned, as is Honen. He never gets to meet Honen again, but he is a monk again, but he doesn't uphold the precepts. So he's a monk, but he's not keeping his head shaved clean. Right? He's also married and having children. Right? So that's one of the key aspects of our school, is that our founder is kind of a bad monk. Right? He's a monk, but he's not following the rules. Right? So that's why he calls himself foolish stubblehead, because he's not maintaining the precepts and keeping his head shaved. That's why I can have hair. That's why I can be married. All our priests, our ministers in Jodo Shinshu are generally, not all married, but we can marry, and we didn't take any monastic precepts when we're ordained, right? So we can still grow our hair out, we can drink, we can eat meat, right? There's none of those rules that we follow necessarily. And yet, it doesn't mean that, woohoo, I can do whatever I want now, right? There still is this self-reflection. Right? There still is this living with others. I mean, that's kind of the point too. If I'm a monk, I can just stay in the monastery. I have to work with other monks, but I'm away from society. But our kind of Buddhism is Buddhism in society. Right? Our kind of Buddhism is Buddhism in the world. Got to go shopping. Just go out with everyone else. Right? I can go kind of do whatever I want. There's no real restrictions on that I can't go to a certain place or can't do a certain thing as a minister. So one of the interesting things, actually thinking of balance, is Shinran calls himself neither monk nor layperson. Right? That's this distinction between monastics and the lay, the non-ordained, regular people, everyday people. Sometimes they're called householders. Right? So a householder is a layperson. And then a monk in Japanese is called shukke, someone who's left the house, right? Someone who's left the householder life and gone off to the monastery. But Shinran calls himself neither monk nor layperson. Right? Not a monk, not upholding those precepts, but not just a regular layperson just, aimlessly wandering around. Following this way. Right? This Jodo Shinshu, this path of the Pure Land, this path to Buddhahood, this path of trying to live the Buddha Dharma, the teachings of the Buddha, in the Sangha, in our Buddhist community, but also out in the world. One of the really interesting things that I wonder about is it just the ministers that are neither monk nor lay, or is it everybody? If you're on the Shin path, right, then saying the Nembutsu, living a life of Nembutsu and self-reflection and gratitude, maybe we're all neither monk nor lay. There is this distinction, right? I wear the robes. I'm not technically the only one allowed up here. I have to have my robes on when I come up here, right? There's this kind of distinction between this part and that part, right? You're in the Gejin, the outer area. I'm in the Naijin, the inner area, right? So we still have that system, but ideally, I'd be down there talking to you on the same level. Right? I'm up here on my podium. This is kind of a Christian thing, I think, that we borrowed. Right? The podium up here, and I'm up here preaching down to you. But really, same level. Right? I'm not better than you. I'm not closer to the Buddha. I'm not someone who's doing other practices that you're not. We're all saying the Nembutsu, entrusting in the Buddha, living our lives. Right? So it's a really, really powerful, wonderful teaching, I think. So I'm not going to say, don't do astrology. If I catch you, you're banished, right? We don't do that, really. If you were living your life by astrology and it was kind of messing up your life, I might say something. But I think that we can utilize these things, but for insight into ourselves, right? For insight into the world. And I really like, I think Year of the Dragon is cool. That's not a movie, is it? Enter the Dragon is the Bruce Lee movie, right? But the Year of the Dragon, right? That this is, maybe it's the perfect time, right? And that we can look into this new year, this Year of the Dragon, with courage and bravery, maybe. And if I don't have it, that's okay too, if I see that, right? That it's not about judging, it's not about feeling like I'm not good enough. I think that Shin really offers us the opportunity to look at ourselves, to see ourselves. I can be really stubborn, right? And I can really cling to my beliefs. And I can really think, yeah, I get this. I finally understand Shinshu. And I feel like I felt like that last fall. Nope, my feelings have totally changed. My thoughts on so many things have totally changed in the past 3 or 4 months. And that's okay. If I was to cling to the things I thought I knew, that I cling to thinking I'm right, that's not going to get me anywhere. Life's going to pass me by, right? So I like this flexibility of the Nembutsu teaching, trying to follow the path of the Buddha, trying to awaken wisdom to see how things really are, trying to be compassionate, right? This Buddha's compassion to all living beings, but also be able to see, maybe that's not what I was doing. That wasn't great compassion, right? I thought I was trying, and that's okay, right? But also to be open to recognizing maybe that's not what it was. But then don't give up. Namo Amida Butsu. We're on a path, right? And even if we kind of lose our way a little bit, I feel like we do have signposts, and maybe Namo Amida Butsu is the compass, right? To get us back online with others. Right? And we have to do it in conversation, we have to do it as a Sangha, but that kind of conversation and that kind of interaction is wonderful. So why don't we conclude the Dharma talk and conclude with Gassho. In the Year of the Dragon, let us live a life of Nembutsu, a life of self-reflection, a life of gratitude. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo. Want to sing something, Steve?
Thank you.
Okay. So let's sing Thank You is in the... Uh-oh. Is it? It's not on the table of contents. It's not in mine. Did you find it? It's in there? Okay, good. Thank you. If I don't find it, though, you have to... Oh, there it is. I was going to say you have to sing by yourself. I know you all love that. Oh, I know this one. The Amida's light shining clear into my heart. I am overcome with thank yous to share. I give thanks to you, flowers dear, with your colors gay, how you beautify this day. And to little birds I say thank you. For your pretty songs of joy lift my spirits here today. And I thank you so, and I thank you so. For this gift of my life I offer as I am these words of thanks every day. With Amida's smile glowing warm within my heart, I am overcome with thank yous to share. I give thanks to you, dear friends, for the time we share, oh so preciously today. To Amida's light, I say thank you. For the path so brightly lit guides me safely through this day. And I thank you so, and I thank you so. For this love we all share, I offer as I am these words of thanks every day. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Okay, Robert, you want to do some announcements? You can grab the mic and do it from there.
Okay. Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Nice to see you all here today. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So once again, thank you very much for being here today. And I want to thank Reverend Bridge for his Dharma talk and officiating today's service. Steve Tadasaki for playing the organ. Our Host 11 group, which is providing hospitality for us here at the temple today. And our Zoom crew downstairs taking care of the presentation and YouTube broadcast. Thank you all very much. We have a couple things going on over the next couple of weeks. Next week is going to be a special combined service. Lady Takeko Kujo, the OBWA, which is the Oakland Buddhist Women's Association Members Memorial, and we'll have a Dharma family service all in one next week at 10 a.m. February 18th, next Sunday. Okay, that's Lady Takeko Kujo. I found that picture last night. In 2 weeks, on the 25th, is going to be another special occasion in the fact that we're not going to be here. The Buddhist Churches of America National Council meeting is going to be held in Sacramento, the Sacramento Betsuine this year. Several of us, including Reverend Bridge, will not be here. So they're going to have a special service, a Taikyo service, held during the National Council meeting, and we'll have a link so you could watch it from your house or wherever you want to watch it from. But we're not going to be here. The building and the church will be closed that day. Okay, so when the link is made available, we'll post it. Okay. Once again, we restarted our Dharma class, study class and Dharma chat sessions. We had actually one yesterday with watching the Barbie film yesterday, which was a lot of fun. We had a lot of interesting discussion and Q&A with Sensei and the folks that were there. It was well received and nice attendance, so we really enjoyed having it. We're not going to have a Dharma chat this month because of the schedule is so cramped in such a short period of time. Our next Dharma chat will be on March 10th, and then our next study class will be on Saturday, March 23rd, right before Ohigan. Okay, so their schedule is posted downstairs. It's on the website, and you can also take a look at this QR code for the full schedule for the rest of the year. I was going to show this to the children since they were here a little earlier, but there's the BCO Rams, which is our basketball team, youth basketball team. Actually, there's 7 teams, and they came out with a line of apparel, T-shirts and hoodies. So they're going to be available in a pop-up, what they call a pop-up site, till Wednesday. So we'll get this posted on the website and stuff. So you have till Wednesday night at 10 p.m. To make a purchase. But these are very nice. Reverend Bridge was wearing one of the shirts the other day. So.
These are new.
Oh, these are new?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay, very good. So that's happening. And once again, I'd like to welcome everyone, especially those guests and visitors today to the church. If you'd like to become a member, that's something that we could talk about. We have information downstairs. You can inquire with any of us or at the BCO office to become a member of the Buddhist Church of Oakland. So thank you very much. And we thank you very much for your support of the Buddhist Church of Oakland. This is a QR code that just takes you to our website. And we accept gifts, large and small, of any kind. We thank you very much for your support. We really appreciate you being here today. So that's all I have. Thank you very much, and I'll send this back to Sensei.
Yeah, people would like to introduce any guests. Oh, cool. Nice. Woo-hoo. Any others? Okay, thank you very much, and let's conclude our Dharma family service. We'll be starting the Shotsuki sometime after 11 o'clock, so join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandam Namam.